Good morning, everyone, and welcome to this special live event with ALSO and HPE. We've got an action-packed session ahead of us, but before we get started, I want to do some quick introductions. My name is Rob Davis, and I am the European Marketing Lead for HPE at ALSO. And I'm delighted to be joined by Camille Lombardozzi, who is the Briefing Program Manager at the HPE Innovation Center in Geneva. Welcome, Camille. If you have any questions about any of the topics or technology that you're going to see today, please reach out to us at the end of the session through Microsoft Teams, or visit your local CTV stand and click on the experts section where you'll be able to talk to one of the team. So without further ado, I'll hand things over to Camille to get started.
Thanks a lot, Rob, and hello everyone. Welcome to our Geneva Customer Innovation Center live sessions today, where you will actually discover our Hewlett-Packard Enterprise strategy into action. So indeed, for our session of today, our main objective is to immerse you into our HPE story by actually visiting live our Geneva Customer Innovation Center, where you will visit different experiences and showcases areas that we have on site, and where as well you will discover multiple use cases and demonstrations that we have built in our customer centers around edge, cloud, and data-driven workloads. During this live session as well, you will understand how our HPE ALSO partners, resellers, and customers, you could leverage our centers capabilities and offerings to advance your own business opportunities. So I hope you are well comfortable today, and I hope as well you are ready now for this unique tour and immersive experience with us. I guess yes, and for that, let's start our live visit. So for this first part of the tour, I'm very happy now to welcome our first HPE speaker, who is Yves Riguet. Yves Riguet is our data center specialist today, and he will explain you and show you the data center, what we have inside in terms of product and technologies, how we are using as well our data center, and how you can use it as well. Okay, let's now move to Yves. Yves, stage is yours.
Thank you very much, Camille. So welcome to the HPE Customer Innovation Center in Geneva. As Camille mentioned, here we have a unique opportunity to be able to showcase in a real environment and a real HPE hardware and solution what our actual capabilities are to allow our clients and partners to test solutions, to verify that the marketing slides are more than just some goodies. This is actually true and verifiable here. So that makes a whole lot of a difference. What we are doing here mostly is, first, we are hosting a lot of live demonstration on the HPE equipment that you see behind me. We have currently 19 different demonstrations available to be run at any given time throughout all over the world, of which 140 are being run every single day. We have, in addition to that, a lot of pre-recorded demo. This is all under the banner of the HPE Demo Portal, and that Camille will talk about a bit after. We also host proof of concepts for partners and clients, so they can come with their actual software stack, for example, or the design that we want to test before committing to any large investment. And we accompany them here, the IT team of which I belong, together with very skilled people, HPE people and partner, from pre-sales organization, but also from the labs and wherever it is needed. And the good thing is also, because we are at the top of the spear in terms of technology, we also have all of our latest equipment all the time. Another thing is that we are moving a lot and need to be extremely agile and flexible. So we'll show you inside how it's actually done. We also run benchmarks where we put our hardware, our latest hardware, to the test and try to push the limit as much as we can. This is actually published and publicly visible in reviews, and that's some of a spec benchmark, for example, that you see in the magazines. We are going to come a little bit closer, and I will tell you about the environment, the actual environment, and what this data center has been built on, and the key difference that we have here. I would say maybe the first key difference is that we built this from the start. So the team that is working here locally, as well as some of our teams remotely in Houston and in other key areas around the world, we were all been on it from the very start, and we designed it. We designed it based on our experience, real life experience. For some of us working more than 20 years in this field, from the ground up, for example, to be able to put the maximum emphasis, for example, on efficiency, which is more than a nice keyword. That is really key for everybody here, trying to put as much power into the data, into compute, not waste too much energy outside. This is what we have been creating this particular data center with this idea in mind. For example, one of the key points was to actually be able to reuse extra heat generated, which we are actually doing here for the building, but not only for the neighboring buildings around HPE here in Geneva. We have also some very efficient cooling solution, which allow us to run pretty much free cooling most of the year in Geneva, and use some highly efficient adiabatic cooling when it's required. So no need for a large compressor, and we don't waste half of our energy just cooling things up like we used to do in the good old past. And we are actually in the process of being certified to showcase and to validate that our own figures are actually on top. So here you are the entrance of our data center. This is what we call a lunar space, where we have on this side our logistic department. All of the latest equipment are coming from here, integrated, and then pushed on that side to our internal data center. And at the back, we also have some spare capacity that is sitting outside. We have 2 modular data center with 42 racks, which we use to put some extra stuff, or as we did recently when we moved equipment or reorganized ourselves, we were able to remove some of the capacity. We could add some more if we want. That's the modularity here. It's also a very good thing to have 2 data center on site with dedicated connectivity, for example, which means because we also our own ISP and we are free to do whatever we want. This is a demo data center. This is a good thing for everybody because we can pull stuff out, bring down some machine, and for the benefit of a demonstration, for example, and be able to stay here and connected. We're going to come inside right now. Just going to give you an overview of what you're able to see here. So you have here 94 racks in total in several zones. This at the back, let's say, this is the production area, highly efficient with a cold aisle, hot aisle setup here, where the heat, as I say, being generated is not actually wasted outside, but we use, for example, for cooling or heating this very building and the neighboring buildings around our sites. You see all of these racks here. They're running a demonstration of being added and removed pretty much constantly. I told you, because this is a demonstration data center, this allows us, yes, to be able to move things, let's say, with less an emphasis on resiliency and being able to actually react to the needs of our clients if they need some very specific setup, something we might not have ever did, or because our team is very it's involved from all the aspects here, develop new code, for example, or add extra capacity for the benefit of one proof of concept, one of our partners that would host some environment here. All the while maintaining a very high level of resiliency that allows the people actually using the demonstration capability to be able to connect year-round with maximum throughputs and have some really good capabilities there. Didn't have a lot of burnout or anything. But since we started, actually, it has been nonstop. So that's pretty nice. I think for us, it's a good job, a nice way to keep this capacity of adapting to the needs, your needs, if you want, and put some extra hardware that we don't necessarily know about beforehand for you, for your needs, and be able to adjust in real time all the time. So that's pretty cool. And as a team member, it's a nice experience. You have all of this freedom here because that translates to a lot of reactivity for our clients. They know that even if they have something that's really weird that nobody has before, we will be committed to deliver securely, safely for them and all of our activities, because we also created this data center with the security in mind. So everything is very well secure, contained, and we have a lot of elements in place to make sure that we don't get hacked or something. I'm responsible, by the way, for the IT security of this data center. I'm the paranoid one. You can trust me when we say that we are on top of things here. And not just saying that because that's what I do. Let's get closer. We'll show you some of the equipment, the actual equipment that we are running here. As you can understand, we have all types of equipment, storage, networking, compute, obviously, with all of the portfolio around, starting from the, let's say, the basic ones, the one that everybody knows, like the 2U, two CPU server, the L380. So obviously you have a lot of them. We are showcasing a lot of storage base. Here you see a 3-part. If you go a little bit closer, you will see Primera here. This is the kind of a setup, by the way, which is pretty interesting. You see two Primeras here. These two Primeras, as you know, Primera is designed to be resilient. It's designed to be, at the same time, extremely fast. There is not a single component inside the Primera that can fail without bringing that could bring the array down. That's pretty nice. What does it mean for our client, for example, and how does it translate in the real world? This is what we've been doing recently here with a colleague, pre-sales engineer on storage 2 weeks ago, for example, with the client being connected and running its applications on this Primera that could host the, let's say, the production sites, and having this other Primera connected through an emulation of a one link here, and then the storage, the compute nodes exploiting data being hosted on this equipment. What could happen if you have this setup here, we have the failover, if we pull a controller, pull a disk, or pull the entire power from one side. This is what we've been able to show, and to say that, yes, it does actually recover in almost real time, considering the importance of the incident, which means that in less than 12 seconds, all production was restored for our client. That was one of the key points, and this is the key point to be able to show why it actually is, and be able to remove things with the full confidence of the IT team here that we are able to do that for clients fully content without touching production or anything else. We also have a lot of other equipment, like, for example, the HPE Synergy that you might know about. Obviously, this is the composable infrastructure that's we've been showcasing for the past few years, and it's actually the good thing about being a demonstration data center here is that if I want, during a visit, for example, or remotely, just like that, wow, what am I doing? This is not something you will see in any production data center. This is only for a demonstration data center like us. The ability for somebody to pull out a blade. Don't worry, I knew that this particular blade was not in use at this very moment. But to be able to show what's actually inside, be able to show and tell the various elements that makes our hardware so resilient, what it actually means, what it looks like. So yeah, being able to pull out stuff here just to show what it is, to have some disks inside HPE Synergy frame here, what it is, what it translates here in the front to have multiple frame aggregated as one virtual enclosure, and also check at the back what it is, what it means for less cabling, for example, more resiliency for our clients. Let me put that back here. And obviously a lot of extra elements, very large servers like the Superdome Flex, very flexible offering like Simplicity, which offer here, for example, the hyper-converged infrastructure in a very basic frame, highly scalable. So we have all of this and much more. And as I said, all of this is also being showed on a client-per-client basis for us, given a very specific need, for example, but more generally for all of our clients, all of our community, all of our partners through the HPE Demo Portal. So our team here is also responsible for maintaining this capability, where clients, partners, such as yourself, would be able to connect inside a client's meeting, for example, open their laptop and show through a very easy connection what it is actually, what we are talking about when we mention, for example, our InfoSite portal, how it translates in real time. And Camille, I know you will talk to us about this capacity and even show us what the HPE Demo Portal is. So yes. Thank you, Camille, up to you.
Exactly, and thanks a lot, Yves, for this live tour of our data center. So before transitioning to the HPE Demonstration Portal page, we just want to explain you that after this data center tour, you will see another part of our center that is the edge part. And for that, the team on site will need to move to the other location. So that's why I'm taking this time now to present to you more in details what is the HPE Demonstration Portal that just Yves explained us about, and as well how you can globally leverage our center's capabilities. So let me start by sharing my screen to see what is the HPE Demonstration Portal platform. So as Yves explained, it's a worldwide public accessible tool, mainly by, I would say, pre-sales people. Why pre-sales? Because it's a lot about technical and technological content, to cover entirely our HPE portfolio. So again, as also partners, resellers, and customers, you can have access to this content. Here I am on the home page of the HPE Demonstration Portal, and what I will recommend to you as a first user of this tool is to maybe look at the guide. Okay, so how to use this platform, what are our recommendations to navigate through the content, because we have a lot of content inside. We have more than 90 live demonstrations, more than 400 recorded demonstrations, so maybe you could be lost a bit at the beginning. When I'm seeing content, as I said, it's recorded live and interactive demonstrations. So based on your needs, based on your level of expertise on the topics that you will need to show to your end audience, you can use these different types of content. As well, on the home page of the tool, you have a button named What's New. And maybe as well, it could be very useful for you to look at this page to see what are the latest content published regarding the story, the latest announcement, etc. So when I say, for example, latest announcement, I'm pretty sure that you heard about our latest HPE storage announcements, and especially about our Alletra and Data Cloud Services console. So for example, you can as well use this search bar function, okay, to, for example, search for storage or for other topic that you would like to hear from us. So let me start my sharing about my searching function about HPE Storage Data Cloud console services. So yeah, it's already available here. So as you can see, I just typed the name. You have here two types of content. You have the recorded demonstrations and you have the live demonstrations that you can book in advance and get after insight about the technology and solution behind. If you don't really know what you will need to look like and to show to your end audience as well, you have the menu button where you can access to our site catalog and where all the content is classified by big families of topic and solutions. So for example, here we can find artificial intelligence or hybrid cloud solutions, intelligent edge, and all the other topics. So it's really a powerful tool. It's updated every day. We have a team dedicated to do it, so don't hesitate to use this tool. Now I would like to share my slide to cover the other part of our center's capabilities that is all about briefings experiences. So indeed, as global marketing organizations, we have 7 global centers spread out around the world to give you the capabilities to engage with us to organize dedicated and customized briefings. When I'm saying briefings, it could be on-site physically when we can host you in our Geneva Customer Innovation Center, but obviously for some reasons we can do it as well remotely like today. So clearly we try to customize this kind of briefings experience. How we did that, how we do that, actually, first it's all about discussing with you, qualifying what could be your business expectations, your business challenges of today, and how we can support you with ALSO team into this transformation journey. Okay, so clearly the first step when you will engage with us is to understand the context. Afterwards, we will discuss with our ALSO colleagues to define a customized agenda for you, where actually we will combine different sessions, topics around presentations, and of course around live demonstrations like today. Okay, all these sessions will be handled by global subject matter experts who have the expertise of doing it. Okay, and of course, as a center team as well, we are here with you from the beginning to the end of the organization process. So we will take care of all the organization steps. We will invite the speakers, we will define the content all together, and we will plan the day of the briefing. So clearly what you have to take in mind, if I can say like that, is that these two offers that we are proposing to you today are free. Okay, you just need to be registered and an official, I would say, HPE ALSO partners and customers, and you can access to all these services. So don't hesitate to discuss with your local ALSO contact, and then we can work together to advance more your business opportunities. Okay. So here it was just a quick transition really to explain you what are our center's capabilities. Now let's back to the live tour. So in the first part of our tour, you just saw our data center's capabilities and how we can do it with our portfolio into action. Now, clearly, our intent is to give you a global view of HPE strategy into action. So now the second part of the tour will be more dedicated to edge capabilities, edge use cases, solutions, and all about connectivity. So that's why for this second experience, I would like to welcome our second HPE speaker, who is Eric Dominois. Eric Dominois is one of our solution architects and specialized mainly about building use cases and demonstrations around edge and data workloads. And now we will make with Eric, so a live tour of our edge solutions and use cases. Eric, stage is yours.
Thank you, Camille. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the HPE Customer Innovation Center. As you can see, I am inside our buildings. We are using this building as an experience. We have implemented all our technologies. I'm thinking about the IOT Innovation Lab, and as I'm responsible for this place, I will be more than happy to open this nice location for you, even remotely. We are not face-to-face, and as you can see, we are wearing masks. We can think about how we can do return to works. There is a different technology that we can use. We can detect the presence inside a meeting room. We know exactly where you are moving inside the buildings, where you are spending time. That means that if you are in contact with someone, this is probably also something that we can do report. We can implement at the receptions edge video analytics use case. It's all about the edge. And what is the edge? It's just a place which is outside of the data center. It's also a place where we live at works. It's also your car. It's about things. We manage to connect people with their smartphone, with their computer inside the buildings. But we do provide this connectivity, taking into account that people are moving inside the buildings. People are moving, the infrastructure needs to follow. We have to adapt. And at Aruba, we decided to work as well with the most complex and challenging customers to make sure that when we provide network connectivity, we provide a high level of quality and services. Everybody wants to have an always-on network infrastructure. This is what we provide at HPE. However, we want also to support our partners. We want to support use cases. And when we think about IoT, there's different devices. Your laptop computer managed by your IT organizations. This one is probably secure because you have more control on it. You can install antivirus, intrusion detection system. This is something that you can implement without problem. This is not the case when you have a bring your own device strategy. Everybody is currently using and coming to the Geneva CIC with their own smartphone. We have a bring your own device strategy. That means that you can come with your edge device. We will provide you connectivity, but we have different ways to provide you connectivity. I will start with that first pillar. Let me show you how the solution can work as soon as you are coming in Geneva at the receptions. You can probably write your first name, last name on paper, but the main problem with that is that we need someone to be capable to read. And if there is syntax error, a number that is missing, we will never be capable to call you again. To change the way we do this, we can also think about tablets. And here it's already a differentiated experience. This is a solution that we built with one partner, which is Envoy. Envoy rely on different things. First, the tablet needs to be connected on the internet. This is a cloud platform, so we need to provide connectivity. But the second asset that they are using is ClearPass. ClearPass is the network access controller. With ClearPass, we can profile this device and apply automatically a security profile. Basically, when you are using your corporate computer, you have access to a lot of HPE resources. But when you are coming with these tablets, we will provide only the connectivity to the cloud platform that you need. So let me show you the experience. Here, I just need to come at the reception. I put my first name like this, last name. The system is capable to recognize myself because I did already register. But if you are coming as a new visitor, then you will get another process. We will ask you to sign NDA document, and we will be informed whether or not you decided to sign this document. In this context, we can share with you more information. Another thing that is going to happen, I confirm this is my email address, and then I'm going to add the person that I'm going to visit. I can register Valentin Cerceau, which is doing the session with me. I can also put my name. In that context, the process is completed. When I do this, I use the capability of ClearPass, Aruba ClearPass, to create automatically a wireless network account. So there is a difference between somebody that connects on internet with a captive portal, because you don't know the device, you don't know where this people is going to move inside the building, you can just see the device, compared to somebody that is authenticated. In that specific context, you know, and you have the possibility to track people when they are moving inside the venue. At Aruba, we have different possibilities. We can also use the wireless network infrastructure to do and implement asset tracking. If you have a lot of assets inside a place, here we have some robots that we can drive remotely. But imagine that you lose connectivity from your home. The main problem is, where is this robot? I don't want to lose any time to find the robot. It is probably out of battery. On the back of the robot, I will just add a tag. And because the wireless network infrastructure covers almost the whole buildings, as soon as a wireless access point is going to report the location of this tag, thanks to the triangulation of the wireless network infrastructure, we can publish and report the geolocation of the asset. Think about retail and healthcare. We can manage the inventory but we can find valuable assets. To do this, we rely on this wireless access point, taking care about the beacons, tags. We have also a lot of capability to detect people when you are moving inside the buildings, but I would prefer to show you how this type of technology works. Here it's a beacon, Bluetooth Low Energy device. There is battery inside, and you will see that in the near future, many other devices will come without the need of having a battery. So let's start with a live demonstrations. We are going to move in the gallery. In reality, we were on the IoT Edge booth. Now we have hybrid IT, the future with the machines. And now we are on a booth where we can showcase data and analytics. What you can see here is a chassis. In that chassis, we can put inside 45 server cartridges. If you have an expert, we can provide you all the information about this asset. If you have a complex asset that you need to manage, you need to run an operations, you will be probably happy that someone shares some information with you. So to do this, I'm going to share the screen of my tablet. Let's say just share screen, start broadcast, and in few seconds, you will see the content on your screen. All right. What you can see is near the Moonshot chassis. I'm not going to talk too much about it. You have the data center expert to do this. I just put a beacon really close to it. And my goal is to share some information about HPE Moonshot. How can I do that? I will use one application here, which is SAP Document Center. SAP Document Center is a file sharing platform, similar to OneDrive. I will have to authenticate myself. And what you can see is the fact that we have some corporate documents and folder. However, I don't need to have all the informations when I'm here. Maybe I have here few folder, but you can have 1,000 file and folder on your computer. What you can see on the top, you have two folders they are making available when you are in Palo Alto in the US. In Geneva, there are 4 different areas that we have configured. Geneva Industry Room, Geneva Innovation Zone, Geneva Partner Zone, and Geneva Transformation Zone. Because we are talking about the edge, data and analytics, of course, we are in the Geneva Transformation Zone. Let's have a look about what is made available with these applications. Thanks to that beacon, we have one folder that makes sense in my surroundings. That's the Geneva Transformation Zone. I just show you that we have created a context area where we can start and trigger different type of action. Geneva Transformation Zone, what I want to share is the quick specification of HPE Moonshot. Right. In HPE Moonshot, what we have designed is as well some edge computing components. Of course, HPE Moonshot is used in HPC world. However, we decided to reuse this component and move them to the edge. If you have an HPC component in the data center, if you are reusing exact same component for the edge, you still have an HPC component. So we can also provide a lot of computing power to the edge. This is basically something that I will show you in action in the IoT Innovation Lab. With the edge and server, we created new product category that we can move outside of the data center, a lot of computing power. We can put GPUs. We are focusing on different use cases as well, with the 5G network, with EL8000, as well, autonomous driving. But of course, inside a building, you can implement edge video analytics, facial recognitions, face mask detections, social distancing. A lot of things have been done with the edge computing. What I'm going to show you is as well different opportunity inside the buildings. When we are moving close in the gallery, you can see on the right side a nice meeting room. It's a wood structure, but in reality, it's a meeting room. Let me show you how we can also better manage meeting rooms. To do this, I will use on my tablet one application called Robin. Here, my goal is to show you the IoT Innovation Lab. However, we need to do something before. We need to reserve that place. So let me show you what is going to happen here. I have my smartphone, and I'm going to use a small Robin client on it. This is an application that is running on the background. And basically, there is different place that we have configured. If we want to look the different place, you have the IoT Innovation Lab, there is my desk, and as you can see, I'm very happy, and ski gondola as well, cafeteria, which is in another buildings. When I go to the IoT Innovation Lab, there is as well presence detections. Then the system will detect my device and will ask me to book this place. Automatic check-in presence. I will have all the details. I know that there is computer, projector, whiteboard, television, video conferencing system. I can also remind the number of people that can fit inside to make sure that this is also compliant with the rules implemented inside the buildings. So I just reserve this place for you. So it will refresh. It's not real time. This will create an event in my agenda. Should refresh, yeah. So you can see that right now the status of the IoT Innovation Lab is in use. And we have as well the information about who booked the room. If we find somebody inside this meeting room, we will have the possibility to say, hey, it's your time. But the next problem is, where is this meeting room? And here, this is a good solution that we have built at Aruba. We built a solution to provide turn-by-turn navigations. To showcase this part, I will use Engage at HPE. And as you can see, I've just received push notifications, which is a personalized notification for me and yourself as well. As you can see, this is for this ALSO CTV event 2021. If you just go to the view, let me show you. There is also Antonio Neri, which is welcoming you in virtual manner. We are not going to listen Antonio Neri, but I'm sure that you will be happy to see it. In HPE, when you are traveling, we are using this application and provide some recommendations, hotel, restaurant. And of course, if you select a restaurant, you will have all the details, and including the map and direction to find this place inside the city. However, we will provide as well the possibility to book, reserve a taxi. GPS functionality will work fine when you are outside of the buildings, but it's definitively not working when you are inside a building, inside a smart venue. We can drive people inside that specific locations. Where you want to go? I'm sure you want to go to the IoT Innovation Lab. So we have some information. We can also search for different type of assets, but let's go for the lab. And Valentin will follow me. So you will see the blue dot. It's my location where I am currently, and this will be refresh. Okay, the CIC welcome, 20% discount. I hope that you will have something to buy. This is the right time to do this. We have a shop just there. And now we are inside the IoT Innovation Lab, and we are being capable to provide you guidance without losing ourselves. So I will have to disconnect the screen. So yeah, please give me a few seconds. We'll do this like this. All right. Okay, so what I want to do, I want to show you as well another part. Here is mobile engagement. I'm using an applications, but there is as well something that we want to highlight. We are not focusing only on smart buildings, smart venue. We want to showcase that we have as well technology for the manufacturing world. And to do this, I can show you two different booths. On the left side, you can see a booth that we built. And on top of the two booths, there is a video camera, high definition camera. I want to show you that thanks to the HPE Edgeline portfolio computing technology that we have, here the EL1000 with the HPE Moonshot server cartridges is going to analyze what is going to happen on the booth. So basically, you can imagine that in factory, you are going to build 1 million of box. Here, the first use case that we have is about Lego. Lego are easy for human eyes to see, to spot the difference. However, you can see as well that our brain is really, really slow. And in Kunaura, this is something that we decided to implement, a solution where we use artificial intelligence, machine learning techniques in order to improve the quality of our product. So I need to authenticate and connect to the relay metric system. And then I'm going to share the screen with you. That's the one. So you should see the screen. What is currently happening, you have some metrics of the server. So this one is running with 26% of memory usage because there is Microsoft Windows system also consuming some memory resources. I'm not consuming CPU right now, no network bandwidth. But if I start the first applications, the Lego applications from ReallyMetrics, ReallyMetrics is a computer vision software-based company. They decided to use machine learning and AI techniques in the manufacturing world. So on the screen, you can see the setup with different logo, different form of this Lego. Now you can try to identify the different components that are on the scene and imagine how much time you need to spot if it is a good sequence or a bad sequence. Let's do it with ReallyMetrics. You can see that you can spot the difference, 3 lists of components, and see that we have the right configuration for that specific sequence. If you build 1 million of boxes, I have to say that you don't want to waste money. So if I just add an extra component without moving anything, okay, let's trim again. We will see that the setup has changed. There is one component, it's really easy for you to spot it because of that difference. Same for ReallyMetrics. It will tell you that there is a foreign object being detected. But we can change almost all the components in many different places. And you can imagine as well that one of the components will be missing. And in that specific context, I created another problem. We can see that right now there is one component that is missing. And with this missing component, you know that maybe somebody in the world will not be able to build a Lego robot. A lot of frustrations. Okay. When we apply machine learning AI techniques, and on the meantime, you can see that with a single camera, I'm also consuming network bandwidth. Now let's start with the second applications. The second application is using a server. And this is a representation of what we built in Kutna-Hora. In Kutna-Hora, we are using a booth similar to this one, but in reality, we have more camera, less distance between the server and the camera as well. So we are capable to replace 80% of the checks which were performed before by humans. However, here, thanks to ReallyMetrics, we are capable to have 0 defect in manufacturing. We can provide you guarantee that when a server is leaving the factory, that it is compliant with what we decided to buy. So there is the applications. On the green side, these are the components that are supposed to be detected. As I say, I have only one camera, so it's not exactly the same as in production environment, but you have to represent in your mind that it's something like 600 megabits per second that you need to manage and handle in real time. So if you compare the computing power of an edge device with the data center product that Yves showcased it to you, it's small in terms of performance. However, working to the edge, we are capable to process this information in less than 1 second. In the cloud, to collect all the data with a traditional internet connections, if you have no network issue, no data corruptions, if you have enough bandwidth, it will take 20 seconds, whatever the computing power you have. So let me show you how the solution works. I'm just going to move the server under the range of the camera, and then this will trigger an audit. The audit currently is in red status, meaning that we have something wrong being detected. An issue with the memory module, but as well on the back, we can see that SACE cable is not correctly plugged. Nobody wants to receive a server like this. Something we know, in HPE Kutna-Hora, we build DL360 and DL380 servers. These are the most sold servers in the world. We built 45,000 of servers. So imagine the outcome when you can save 90 seconds per server. And on the meantime, we improve the quality of the product. So I can see that there is 2 issues. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to plug the cable, fix the memory module, which is not correctly inserted, and move the server again on the range of the camera. We have another audit, but this time the system reports that everything is green, and the information is also published in the manufacturing execution system. So this is the solution that we decided to implement. We love manufacturing, running machine learning, AI techniques, but it's also good to see how we improve the products, the quality of our products, thanks to machine learning, AI, and as well the HPE Edge Computing portfolio. It's time for me to conclude, and I hope that you appreciated this small session on IoT.
Thanks a lot, Eric, and again, thanks to you, Yves, and Valentin as well for making this session really live for everybody. So I hope you enjoy this live session with us. Clearly, our intent was to give you a big overview of our center's capabilities and what you could discover if in the near future you come on site or virtually with us. So thanks again for your time, and now back to you, Rob.
Thanks, Camille. So yeah, I just want to close out by saying big thanks to the team in Geneva for all the hard work putting today's session together. I hope it's been informative for everybody and sparked a lot of ideas and questions.